Thank you for joining us for the June-July 2020 issue of Colorado Homes and Lifestyles magazine, Home of the Year. My name is Jerry Gingras. Welcome, Matt, from the editor. A proper place. The mountains speak to us, that's why we live here, or escape there. Our 2020 Home of the Year is a design that offers all of the above: mountains, home, escape. I am grateful to homeowners Bill and Fiona Arnold for allowing us to share their pretty perfect spot in the Eagle County Hills. I'm also thrilled to honor the home's architect and Circle of Excellence winner, Kyle Webb. This labor of love team also includes designers Jan Chenault and Celeste Chiania, who found all the just so but not too much pieces to go inside. You can take a visit on page 60 and then enjoy another mountain retreat, this one in Telluride, which is one of our 2020 finalists, page 70. To round out this year's selections, we present a classy Denver townhouse, page 78. We hope that as you sit down to peruse this issue, the world has opened up a bit and we are moving toward a new, more social normal. We wish you good health, fresh air, big sky, and lots of it. Kate Myers, Editor in Chief. What I'm loving. If there's one thing I hope we all take away from our current crisis, it's that we need to support each other. Gift cards are a practical, impactful way to help the people and places that feed your soul. For me, that's included my favorite bakery, Moxie Bread Company, Restaurant Annette, Bar Room for Millie, Coffee Shop Blue Sparrow, Floral Boutique Bloom, and nonprofit There with Care. See page 96. I can't wait till they're all in smoother waters. I saw these bracelets on Instagram and loved their colorful simplicity. Plus, love is my religion, so the message fits. Then I read about how the company, Ubuntu Life, emerged from a friendship between two pastors, one Kenyan, one American. Their first project was a center for disabled kids, and next they started helping the kids' moms get to work. These beaded bracelets are the specialty of Maasai craftswomen. I bought them for my daughters as a little reminder to spread love on a daily basis, and as a mom, thank you for the daily love they give to me. $15 to $30, ubuntu.life. Last year, I wrote about Denver bird lover Ian Redfield, now 17, who sells his avian artwork on beautiful linen cards and donates all of his proceeds to the World Wildlife Fund to protect them. Redfield's 2020 collection of cards includes 5 new designs: the white-bellied heron, the cherry-throated tanager, and the forest owlet among them. A set contains 10 cards, 4 inches by 6 inches, and envelopes for $18. ForTheBirds.world. Portrait of the Artist, Noelle Faris. Portrait of the Artist, Noelle Faris. She emotes in color. With a scientist's mind and an artist's soul, Noelle Faris enlists color and her passion for the natural world to create compelling landscapes. Story by Andrea Zeppelin. A trained scientist raised in Northern California by parents who worked in medicine, Noelle Faris left her career behind to pursue art. We were excited to see more of her work at the now postponed Cherry Creek Arts Festival. But here we share as many of her paintings as we can fit, as well as 7 things to know about her life, art, and philosophy. 1. She grew up in California, but Colorado stole her heart. The natural areas around San Francisco are beautiful but hard to reach. I wanted to dive into landscape art and wanted access to the great outdoors. It helped that my identical twin sister also moved to Colorado and that my fiance's company moved part of its operations here. I paint mountains a lot, so being able to be up in them, around them, seeing them is really inspiring. 2. Science was her jam, but art won her over. I loved painting in college, but I was on a science track and was a Division I track athlete. Some days when I was done with school, I would sink into these paintings and stay up till 4 in the morning. I loved the tangible process of art. With science, I would get done with a really hard day and think, I just cannot see the product of my work. So I asked myself that millennial question, what is my dream job? The number one thing that brought me satisfaction was completing a painting, so I decided to make this shift and took a leap. 3. Color is the music of her paintings. I love music for the sound of it. Sometimes I don't even know what a song is about. When I think about art, color is the sound of a painting to me. The feeling that I get when I look at a painting comes from color. I generally start with the 5 main colors that represent the emotion I want for a painting. I add color only where I want to bring attention. 4. She wants to connect us with our environment and what we're doing to it. The backbone of my work is landscape based because landscape is the background of our existence and something everyone can relate to. As a trained scientist who is very passionate about the environment, drawing attention to the natural world is important to me. As we become more industrialized, we are getting further from spending time in nature. Paintings of landscapes keep bringing you back to thinking about the outdoors and protecting it. We humans have the power to influence nature. Some of my work is utopian, some is more damning, almost warning about the possible destruction caused by our actions. 5. She takes framing seriously. Framing is often overlooked by artists, likely because it is a different skill set. Half the battle of an art piece looking great, especially for prints, is the frame. Often I would see a print with a frame I didn't think worked, so I wanted to change my approach. We build maple frames in my wood shop. Every original painting I sell is framed here in my studio. I don't ship framed prints, but I do deliver them locally. For pieces I ship, I go out of my way to create work that fits standard 16 by 20 and 11 by 14-inch frame sizes. People don't enjoy the art until it is framed, so I try to make that easy for the buyers. 6. Seeing people enjoy her art motivates her to paint. What satisfies me as an artist is to see how people engage with the story I am telling and enjoy the aesthetics of the painting. It is a self sustaining little cycle. The more I discover what people enjoy, the better I am able to produce work that does that. 7. Her California hometown burned to the ground, but her art persisted. My senior project in high school was a big painting showcasing what was going on in the world at the time, highlighting natural wonders. I grew up in Paradise, California, where the worst fire in the history of California happened in 2018. The whole town burned. I found out months later that one of the few buildings left standing was the high school building that held my big painting. It became a symbol for me. It was one of the few things that survived. High Points Roundup. Summer Living. A chic coffee spot, cool totes, and grown-up shop class by Rebecca Gart. Eat and drink. Denver's burgeoning development on 9th and Colorado Boulevard, 9 plus CO, is finally up and running. The 26-acre mixed development project in the space of the former University of Colorado Health Sciences Center includes a 10-screen AMC theater, Postino Wine Cafe, Elevation Cycles, Fluff Salon, Hop Dottie Burger Bar, Clean Juice, Tray Fusion, Pizzeria Locale, and more. One of the first tenants to occupy the development was Frank and Rose, a light-filled artisan coffee bar and cafe with mid-century modern furnishings and a charming outdoor patio with ample seating. The coffee is ethically sourced, and the menu developed by French-trained Denver restaurateur and chef Tom Coohill features scratch-made pastries, sandwiches, and avocado toast for breakfast, salads and tartines for lunch, and cheese and charcuterie and small plate offerings for happy hour and dinner, plus $5 mimosas all day every Sunday. Tote bags and baskets. Large woven tote natural vachetta, $248, francisvalentine.com. Off-White Arrows commercial tote in white, $320, scents.com. Milongo hand-woven wool tote, $86, www.thebasketroom.com. Blake tote made from recycled billboards, $44, rareform.com. Blue and yellow tote bag, 100% hand woven, $84, maximexashop.com. Monogrammed palm leaf tote, $89, markandgraham.com. Make. Like many Gen Xers, Diane Nogler grew up loving shop class. As an adult, she looked to no avail for recreational woodworking, welding, and industrial arts experiences in Denver, similar to what she enjoyed in high school. So earlier this year, Nogler opened Made WK Shop in Rhino with the tagline Old School Shop Class, Made Modern, Fun, and Social. Artists and craftspeople lead participants through projects that use blowtorches, welders, plasma cutters, grinders, and other wood shop tools. You get to learn new skills from the experts, play with power tools, and make art, furniture, and decor you'll be proud of, Nogler says. She has also found a way to give back the community with social impacts projects that serve local nonprofits by making items for people in need. Classes start at $80 and include projects both purely recreational, free-form sculpture, a chess game, and very practical, a pet food and beverage station, bar stools. The fee covers all materials and instruction plus your own work gloves to take home. MadeWKShop.com. High Point Style Maker Jenny Baker Strasberg, wife, mom, and co-founder of Jam Productions Company, a fashion-based production and events firm, jamproductionsco.com, shares her favorite things. 1. Favorite venue. The Mission Ballroom state-of-the-art concert venue is very near and dear to our family because my husband and his company AEG Presents conceptualized and built this Rhino Music Hall. I've seen many fabulous shows at the Mission, the most memorable being the Lumineers and Orville Peck. missionballroom.com. 2. Favorite accessory, Wipey's Jetpack. This recently launched Denver-based brand offers non-toxic wipes for every need, hands, screens, faces, and surfaces. A must-have for these times. $22, shopwipes.com. 3. Colorado Restaurant. The Israeli cuisine at Safta is delicious and comforting. My favorite dish is the Persian rice, which is crunchy on the bottom and topped with dried cherries and sunflower seeds. I could eat it every day. Eatwithsafta.com. 4. Bag. The Celine Phantom Tote is my go-to bag because it's lightweight and holds everything, including my laptop. Mine is royal blue with a bright orange lining. It was a gift for my husband, so it's extra special to me. $1,950. Max Clothing Store, Denver, Boulder, and Aspen. maxclothing.com. 5. Colorado Retail Store. Made in a city at Zeppelin Station and Eyes Open at the Source Hotel. They're really unique and they rotate the collections through different cities. Mathieu Moody curates the collections of jewelry, art, clothing, and more for both shops. ZeppelinStation.com. EyesOpenProject.com. 6. Workout venue. I started working out at Hot Mama's Exercise after my son was born, and I've been a regular for the past 10 years. The owner, Teddy Bryant, is an inspiring leader who offers a diverse range of fun and challenging classes. HotMamaExercise.com. 7. Sunglasses. The Monroe by Crew are feminine, timeless cat eye sunglasses made by hand in New Orleans from $255 at Lawrence Covell, Denver. LawrenceCovell.com. 8. Furniture store. You never know what you are going to find at Modern Nomad, from import rugs and home decor to vintage furniture and everything else in between. There are so many treasures here. ModernNomadDenver.com. 9. Colorado Artist. I'm fascinated by Bill Nelson's work. There are so many elements that make up each piece, each with a provocative backstory. A recurring theme in Bill's artwork is the exploration of how unusual material combinations can harmonize in compelling, uncharted ways, both visually as well as spiritually. BillNelsonArt.com. Housewarming gift. Mariage Frère, milky blue tea, and Turkish delight. The Turkish delight, called Ali Muhyiddin, is directly from Turkey and made since 1777. I always pick up a box for myself as well. I especially like the pistachio and pomegranate. Homebody Denver. HomeBodyDenver.com. 11. Clothing designer. I adore Raquel Allegra for everyday wear. It can be dressed up or down easily and is super comfortable. Dries Von Noten is my favorite designer for dressier occasions and special events. Max Clothing Stores, Denver, Boulder, and Aspen. maxclothing.com. Small Spaces, Denver Loft. Bye bye, bachelor pad. From clutter and confusion to lofty elegance for two. Story by Emmy Strongwater. Starting point. Designer Gina D'Amore Bowerly was tapped to reinvent this 1,690 square foot uptown Denver loft. There were plenty of assets to work with: brick walls, a steel mezzanine, and an exposed concrete ceiling. But first, Bowerly had to clear the canvas. We had to eliminate clutter, she says. To that end, the designer helped the owners, a 40-something couple, embark on what she called the purge, getting rid of practically everything they owned, which resulted in multiple dumpsters filled with random house objects. The floor stain, formerly a light oak, was refurbished to early American, a darker base for a more calming color palette. Challenges. Bowerly's toughest hurdle was the triangle shape of the unit. The section is really cool because it has the cuddle wedge piece on the end, and I swear to you, the angle of that sofa is the exact same angle of their unit, she says. The sectional, along with all other furniture and light fixtures, was purchased from D'Amore Interiors. Bowerly selected furniture that would serve multiple functions. For instance, a large gold Arteriers armoire in the sitting room houses a TV and provides additional concealed storage, and an under-the-window bench can be moved for extra seating at the dining room table. Scale in the bedroom was another design hurdle. It's a small room with a low 7-foot ceiling, Bowerly says. Her solution was to lower the bed, thus skewing the room's proportions and making the ceiling seem taller. The wall mural helped proportionally as well. The orientation of its horizon line, 2/3 of the way up the image, fixed the imbalance because the platform bed was in the lower, darker portion of the mural. The horizon above rested where a piece of art would normally be placed. Eye candy. I love the massive longhorn bull, Bowerly says. She felt the huge wall called for an overscale statement piece with personality. Inspiration came while at home watching Ferdinand, the cartoon about the bull on TV with her young son. The loft's bull, 8 feet tall and 6 feet wide, serves as a feisty focal point. It was something we picked at the end, and now I can't imagine the loft without it, she says. Satisfaction. It went from cluttered and mismatched to lofty elegance, says the ecstatic homeowner. Between the leather and the wood and the natural elements and everything she did, I am speechless. In my mind, you can't compare the two. She transformed our space in a way that justified every choice. Inspired spaces, Aspen Garden. Where Aspen meets Eden. A high country landscape designer enhances the serenity of an aspen dwelling with land healing plants in subdued hues. Story by Mindy Pantiel. Somewhere between the hubbub of daily life in downtown Aspen and the meandering climb toward Independence Pass lies a quiet basin wrapped by wetlands and grassy meadows. Resting near a small lake and a winding tributary, the aptly named Stillwater Homestead is an exhilarating tapestry of quaking aspens, painterly compositions of ornamental grasses, and meticulously placed shrubs and blossoms. At the core, a pair of barn-like structures contains the main house, an art studio, and a guest cottage. Clad in wood selected to weather as well as stone in tones of gray, the unpretentious architecture melds seamlessly with the natural palette. The landscaping had to equal the quality of the architecture, says landscape designer Kim Ballard, who 5 years prior was charged with envisioning a landscape for the homeowners, a contractor, and his artist wife. Ballard began the project as she always does, by apologizing to the earth for any ensuing harm and promising to heal what she can along the way. I once met someone who dedicated his life to repairing damaged places. I believe he was an agent of Eden, and the depth of his view was nutrition for my soul, says Ballard, whose mindful approach to all she touches would earn her a similar title by project's end. Repairing the property began with replacing trees moved during construction with a variety of conifers and lots of aspens. When I first saw the grading for the driveway connecting the lane to the main residence, I knew the link from public to private required an identity all its own, Ballard recalls. In response, she built a grand avenue of aspens that provide an elegant frame around an otherwise utilitarian stretch. Meanwhile, wildlife activity, sun intensity, a short growing season, and heavy snow loads were among the laundry list of variables that affected plant choices. The homeowners also had priorities regarding color and texture. The husband envisioned swaths of tall grasses as the most serene complement to the clean lined architecture, while the wife shares, we didn't want any bright colors to derail the tranquil experience. Both acknowledged that whatever was chosen needed to thrive at 7,200 feet. With so many caveats, the vetting process ultimately centered on what not to plant. Berry producers, for example, were out because of bears, as was anything that attracted deer. The request to eliminate vivid hues further narrowed the field. Unlike the scarlet paintbrush and deep blue columbine that typically invigorate high country gardens, here layers of green, subtle pinks, rusty burgundies, and dusty blues, the latter courtesy of numerous spruce species, soothe the soul. Eye moves gently from one place to the next, inviting the feet to follow, with hints there is more to come when turning a corner, Ballard says. True to her healing philosophy, she advocated for long term soil management that translated into no synthetic fertilizers, as well as soil improvement via compost and red worms. Glistening leaves and insectless leaves require chemicals. Bugs and yellow leaves are an expression of health. In her never ending search for unique species, Ballard took several forays to even higher elevations. In 2017, I found an entire valley of muhly grass in bloom at 10,200 feet and knew the floating pink and purple clouds they send up when in bloom would make a major contribution to this landscape, she says. So she gathered seeds, started them in pots, and 1 year later planted 50 of those grasses. They bloomed for the first time in 2019, and the beautiful result justified the time, expense, and effort to get them there. Varieties of rhubarb also proved to be propagation worthy, high elevation plants, and those in turn attracted cow parsnip, Queen Anne's lace, and other woodland species. Different views at Stillwater have the effect of calming the breath, easing the mind, and pleasing the heart, says Ballard, who has more than earned her Agent of Eden stripes. It is an ongoing place of repose and restoration. Thank you for joining us for the June-July 2020 issue of Colorado Homes and Lifestyles magazine. My name is Jerry Gingras.